once again. It is I, Jordan, aka Defcos. I am here today to read Volume 9. Where is it? Here it is. Of One Piece. I just reread it again. So I used to own the first 10 volumes of One Piece way back in the day when I was a kid. So I reread those volumes a lot, but it has been a while since I had read them again. So I definitely wanted to reread them to be able to talk about them for these videos. So I just reread Volume 9, just now. And I gotta say, I love Volume 9. I love the cover. Arlong Park is one of my favorite arcs. It's one of the arcs that really, really made me love One Piece a lot. I think a lot of people feel that way, but yeah. So let's get into it. So let's see here. Oh yeah. So I'll read the foreword. It says, right now it's the 7th month of the year 1999. This came out so long ago. Going by the Western calendar. It's the month that Brother Nostradamus predicted would see. Wait, it's the month that Brother Nostradamus predicted would see the destruction of the world by the great king Engelmois. And so the world government have taken the opportunity to put the great king of Engelmois on the most wanted list. His royal mug appears above. That's his royal mug. His punishment, confinement until the 8th month. No, his punishment, confinement until the 8th month. If you should find him, please refrain from using any rolling savate or pile driver attack moves. Signed, the world governments. I'm not 100% sure what he's talking about. I don't really get it. Anyway. So, yeah. So, One Piece, Volume 9. Arlong Park. Arlong Park is amazing. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Arlong is threatening Genzo for having weapons, and that being against the rules. So he's threatening to kill him. Let's see here. Okay, so he's kind of beating the shit out of Genzo. And Genzo's telling everybody to stay back, to not interfere. And then Usopp attacks Arlong with an exploding star. Oolong, what the fuck? Usopp actually, attacks Arlong, straight up. Even after everybody was saying, don't attack him, leave him alone. Oolong hits him with an exploding star. And I put a card here. And I think I put a card here because this is another one of the times that Usopp tells the lie about having 8,000 men, 8,000 followers, and that he's the captain. And that if you go against him, his 8,000 men will take you out. And Arlong is it just pisses him off. And then he picks up the whole house that Usopp is standing on and crashes it to the side. It's funny, Usopp will do that. He will just go up against somebody who's stronger than he is. He doesn't give a fuck. I mean, he'll complain about it and act cowardly, but he'll still challenge them. So he does that here. Then Nami comes back. Shit. I need to get some more post-its. I keep losing these goddamn cards that keep falling out of the book. I put the cards there so I can you know, I put the cards there for moments that I think would be interesting to talk about, and then they fall out, and I don't remember. But I guess I talk about moments that I don't put the cards in too. So, oh yeah, so Zoro was stayed behind at Arlong Park, and he took out a bunch of the fishermen that were there, and he's just sitting in Arlong's throne. Oh yeah, this is the SBS volume where he talks about the hilt of, I mean not the hilt, the blade of the knife with the fist of the North Star reference, and apparently it just says fist of the North Star. So that's that. Oh yeah, so here we get Hachi or Hachan who interacts with Zoro, and this was an interesting moment actually because rereading it, I was like, oh yeah, Hachi is kind of like one of the nicer fishmen, like not all the fishermen are assholes. Like our first exposure to them, we get the feeling that they're a bunch of villains, like they're a bunch of dickheads, like Arlong and his crew. Like obviously they're the bad guys. But Hachi is actually he's one of the nicer fishermen, and we kind of get a glimpse of that here when the way he interacts with Zoro. And I remember later on during the Salbodi archipelago, goddamn, the Salbodi goddamn, I can't say it. You know what I'm trying to say. Uh, During that arc, um, Hachan is clearly a good guy. Like at that point, he's literally like a good guy. So we kind of get a glimpse of that here. Even though it's been a long time since I've read that arc, I don't remember all the details. But I remember Hachi and Hachan being a good guy during that arc with Kami. Uh, yeah, during that whole sequence, he's a good guy at this point. But we get a glimpse of that here, the way he interacts with Zoro. He offers. He's kind of a dumbass because he doesn't even recognize Zoro. He doesn't know who he is. But he like offers to take Zoro to Cocoa Village. Um, and he has like no problem. Like he's being pretty chill about it and stuff like that. Um, Oh yeah, and I put a card here. I guess it's because this is the first appearance of Momu, the sea cow, one of the sea kings from the Grand Line that hangs out with Arlong, and he runs into Luffy and Sanji and Yosaku. So I guess that's why I put a card here there. I don't have a lot to say about that, but yeah. So they run into Luffy and Zoro and Sanji and Yosaku. Luffy hits him with the gum gum pistol because apparently he was like trying to eat their food or whatever. Um, then Sanji hits him with the collier. No, not the collier. He just kicks him, and then he hits him with the collier coup. I always thought that was a cool panel, the way he kicks Momu. So yeah, so then they continue their way to Arlong Park. Arlong comes back and sees that Zoro attacked all the fishmen. What's his name? I think his name is Chu, the fisherman with the big lips. He captures Usopp. Yeah, and Usopp's like, "Oh shit, don't kill me." Oh yeah, and then this Nami. This is where Nami. I think this is where Nami pretends to kill Usopp. I remember the first time I read this part when I was a kid. Like I actually thought. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I truly believe that she killed Usopp, but they made it seem like it for a while. Like when you're reading it for the first time, like you're not exactly sure what's happening. I guess that's why I actually put a card here too. Uh, So yeah, so Nami pretends to kill Usopp in order to like get him to escape. Throws him into the ocean. She kind of like wins back the trust of Arlong's crew and allows Usopp to escape. So it's kind of like a win-win situation where when she like pretended to kill Usopp, but then Johnny sees that and thinks that Usopp actually got killed, and then they find one of Nami's maps. Okay, so we got Zoro running back. Luffy and Johnny and Yosaku, I mean, Luffy and Sanji and Yosaku arrive. They run into Zoro. They run into Johnny. Oh yeah, and here we get it's funny, we get a branch of the Navy that shows up to save the villagers. I had actually forgotten about this. Because there's the guy Nezumi, the Navy. I guess he's a Commodore too. I forget what rank he is, but one of the Navy members who's actually in cahoots with Arlong. So he's like an evil Navy member. And then we get this guy Purin, who's actually a good Navy member, who's actually trying to save the people of Cocoa Village, who shows up. And I had forgotten about that. And I put a card here. I guess it's because this is kind of a memorable moment when they fire a cannonball at Arlong Park, and Arlong just it lands in his mouth and he just crunches it. He like eats it. He just eats the cannonball. That's kind of a memorable moment for sure. Oh yeah, we get the. I thought this was kind of weird. Like we get the Oda boxes with Chu and Karubi. We don't get one for Hachan because we already had one. But Chu and Karubi, I feel like they were introduced a while ago, but we only get their Oda boxes now. So I thought that was a little strange. Well, I mean, I guess it works, but we have been seeing these characters for a while before the introduction with the Oda boxes. But they take out a Commodore Purin ship. That's him. I put a card there too. It just fell out. But that's the guy right there. Um, and they just take him out like pretty easily. It's interesting how they're like there are good pirates and there are bad pirates, and there are good Marines and there are bad Marines. I thought that's kind of like an interesting element of the world of One Piece. Like, doesn't really matter what side you're on. It just matters what kind of person you are, like what your values are. Um, oh yeah, so Luffy gets mad at Johnny because he doesn't believe that Nami killed Usopp. Oh yeah, so Nami shows up, meets with Luffy and Zoro and Sanji and Johnny. I put a card here. I'm not actually sure why. I remember why. It's because this is the first time that I think this is the first time right here on this page here. I think this is the first time that fuck, I keep fucking up names today. Um, that Zoro and Sanji argue and bicker and fight. I think this is the first time that happens, unless they argue during the Barati arc. I don't remember. I just read volume 7. I haven't read volume 6 in a while, but yeah, I don't think they have like any kind of dispute really during the Barati arc. So I think this is the first time that Zoro and Sanji actually argue. And if you know anything about One Piece, you know that Zoro and Sanji are always arguing and fighting, which I love every time it happens. Okay, so here we get Nami, who's like, yeah, you guys need to like leave, like stop trying to help me. And then fuck, what's going on? And then Zoro is like, and fuck. And then Luffy just takes a nap. Wow, I don't know what's going on. Keep messing up everybody's name. Uh, so Luffy decides to take a nap. Then we see that Usopp actually did not get killed, which was to be expected. And then he runs into Sanji and Zoro. Nami goes back to her house with Nojiko. Oh yeah, and then Nojiko meets up with the Straw Hats to tell them Nami's backstory. Oh yeah, yeah. I put a card here. I think because I always thought it was interesting that Luffy, like here, this is when Nojiko is about to tell them Nami's backstory, and Luffy literally isn't interested. Like he's like, doesn't make a difference. Like I know Nami well enough at this point. I mean, they haven't known each other for that long, all things considered. But he's like, it doesn't matter. Like whatever happened doesn't make a difference. Like I'm here to get Nami back, and that's the point. That's what's gonna happen. Like anything could have happened before, and it doesn't make a difference because he knows that like all he cares about is that Nami is his navigator and his nakama. I always thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so we get into Nami's backstory, which I think was longer than Sanji's. Oh yeah, here we get the introduction of Belmare. And she has the word mace on her shirt, which I don't remember. I didn't remember that. And I don't exactly understand why the word mace is on her shirt. Like, what does that mean? But her name is Belmare, and in case you're not familiar with the French language, that means beautiful mother is what that translates to, Belmare. Um, so yeah, so we get into Nami's backstory. We realize that Nami came from, a kind of poor background. Like they didn't have a lot of money, but they had a lot of love. Um, so yeah, yeah. And so Belmare was a Marine. They call them fighting sailors in this, which I don't know why they don't just call them Marines. Okay, so we get the backstory where Arlong showed up 8 years ago to take over the village. And he charges everybody money to stay alive, basically. And Belmare gives herself up for Nojiko and Nami. Oh yeah, I always thought this was a cool panel. Where Belmare has the rifle right at Arlong. Yeah, so Arlong just kind of like steps on Belmare's arm, and then she just like she says, "Yeah, like I don't have enough money, but if you're gonna take all my money, take it for Dojiko and Nami, not for me." And then Arlong just shoots her point blank in the face, which is pretty fucked up. I remember this was one of the first when I had come back to America after having lived in France for a little while, and when I was in France is when I was first exposed to One Piece, and I first became a fan of One Piece. And then I came back to America, and One Piece hadn't really caught on yet. This was like way back in the early 2000s, like 2002, something like that. But I think the Four Kids dub was like came out like shortly thereafter. And I remember seeing the Four Kids dub at one of my friend's house and being fucking appalled. Like just being like, what? Like this is what you guys did to One Piece? Like this is what we get in America? Like you take the dopest shit ever and turn it into actual shit? Like I was so mad. And like the how they changed everything, they censored everything, they gave them all stupid voices. I was pretty mad. Like I know some people in America like that was their first exposure to One Piece, so they appreciate it for like for what it was. But from someone who like actually read One Piece like the way it was supposed to be read, and then seeing that, I was just like, what? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And the Arlong Park arc was like one of the first things I saw, and I was just like, wow, like what is going on? I'm glad they changed that because wow, that was something else. Okay, so yeah, so they kill Belmare. We see how Genzo gets his scars. Karubi actually slashes him up. Oh yeah, so Nami gets her tattoo when she was a little kid. Okay, so yeah, so they hear the story, they're like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, and Zoro went to sleep. I forgot to mention that. Zoro was like, oh yeah, I'll listen to you, and then he just falls asleep. So Zoro doesn't know what happened, and Luffy doesn't know what happened. It's just Usopp and Sanji who actually know the backstory. Oh yeah, I put a card here. I'm not 100% sure why. I guess it's because I just think this is a funny moment when Luffy sees Genzo for the first time. He's like, how come that guy has a pinwheel on his head? I just thought that was really funny. The way he just sees him, he's like astonished. I put a card there. I guess that's why I put the card there. I don't remember. Oh yeah, so then we get the Nezumi guy who comes back, the Marine, who's like an evil Marine, and he's here to take all of Nami's money. And apparently he was sent by Arlong, which is so fucked up. I remember the first time I read this, I was like, what? I was so mad. I was just like, oh my god! Like after all that, Nami, you literally spent 8 years like trying to get the money to save her village, and because Arlong said that he would release the village after Nami gave him 100 million berries, and that's what Nami's been doing. That's her whole purpose at this point is to get that money, and and then Nezumi shows up and he just confiscates the money. I remember being so tight when I read that, like, oh Nezumi, you sack of shit. And then she's not, and Luffy's just chilling, just like waiting. He's like, yeah, well, I guess my time will be coming soon. He's just waiting, and then Nami just tells him to leave again. She goes back to Arlong Park and says, "Hey, Arlong, what the hell? Like, I was about to give you the money, and now they're taking it." And he's like, "Yeah, when did I break my promise?" Because throughout the whole book, Arlong keeps saying, "Oh yeah, like I'd rather die than break my promise with you. Like, I'll never break my promise. Like, as soon as you get the money, like I'll release everybody." And then she comes back and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't break my promise. When did I break my promise?" When you give me 100 million berries, I'll release everybody. And it's like, oh shit, Arlong, you bastard. I wonder how they're gonna do this in the live action. I'm really, really anxious to see that. Um, yeah, like I wonder how they're gonna do it because I think the first season is gonna be 10 episodes, and I think the first season is going to be like the East Blue Saga. So basically, from the first volume to like the 12th volume or something like that. So that's kind of a lot of content. So I guess they're gonna do approximately one volume per episode. So I wonder how long the episodes are gonna be. Like, are they gonna be an hour? Are they gonna be a half an hour? Are they gonna be 45 minutes? Like, how long is an episode gonna be? I wonder. I hope they're gonna be like an hour. I think that should work. Um, but yeah, so they've cast a bunch of characters. They cast Arlong. So that's guaranteed. Arlong is gonna be there. Um, they cast Kobe, Alvida, so we're gonna see those characters. Um, yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do it. I'm really, really curious, and I hope. I'm a little worried because after Cowboy Bebop, I mean, I didn't hate Cowboy Bebop, but I definitely didn't love it either. And typically, like generally speaking, live action adaptations of anime and of video games and of well, recently we've had some pretty decent comic book adaptations, but live adaptations of like anime and kind of video games, like they tend to not be that great. So I'm concerned because I love One Piece so much. Like I wonder how they're gonna do it. I mean, I think Oda is involved, so I imagine he'll have some say in the matter. So I hope that helps. Like I said, I like the casting so far. I feel like they've done a pretty good job casting it. I really hope they don't fuck it up. I really, really hope whatever they do. I mean, One Piece is so weird and wacky. It's gonna be hard to translate into live action. I mean, there's probably gonna have to be like a lot of like CGI and digital stuff. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope they do a good job. I really do. Okay, so here we get Nami telling everybody, "Don't worry about it. I'll get the money again." But everybody else is like, everybody from the village, like Genzo and everybody, are just like, yeah, we've had it, we've had it. Like we're gonna fight the fishmen, we're gonna fight Arlong. They're gonna kill us, but we're gonna fight them because we can't keep living this way. And and then we get Nami just looking at her tattoo and being like, "Oh, Arlong, you motherfucker." And then she starts stabbing her tattoo with the knife, because she's that pissed off. This is an iconic One Piece moment. This is a lot of people's, well, maybe not their favorite moment, but like it's a big One Piece moment when Nami is stabbing her tattoo, and then Luffy shows up and just tells her to stop. Um, and then uh, and then he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I just know that you're clearly in distress and you clearly need help, and that's what I'm here for, to help you." And so yeah, I put a card here because this is it. This is a great moment here when Nami finally asks for help and Luffy agrees. But I feel like in the in this version he says okay, which I feel like isn't the best translation, because I remember in the French version he said something like, he didn't say just say okay. He said something like, "Oh, shit's gonna go, like I'm gonna beat up these fish," or something like that. He said something like that, and then I remember in the Japanese version he goes like, "Oh, Torimaida," like in the anime, which I think means like, oh, like of course I will. I think he said something like that, like of course I will. Um, and then, but in this version he just says okay, which I feel like isn't the best translation. I feel like he could have said something a little more badass for such an epic moment, but you know, it is what it is. And then we get he meets up with the Straw Hats, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp, And they're like, yep, we're ready to do it. We're ready to take on Arlong. And then he just busts down the door. Oh yeah, Johnny and Yosaku are trying to prevent the villagers from showing up. I thought that was pretty cool. And then he busts down the door. Which one is Arlong? Who are you? So awesome. So that's such a good volume. I really love Volume 9. It has a special place in my heart. Yeah, so that was Volume 9. So that's Volume 9. So I guess I will do Volume 10 on Sunday. That's my next day off. So feel free to join me then. Yeah, feel free to leave a comment. I'd appreciate that. I definitely would appreciate interacting with some other One Piece fans. That's kind of why I'm doing this. I kind of hope to maybe meet some new people and some more One Piece fans and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'll do another video on Sunday. Thanks so much for watching. If you indeed once again watched me talk about One Piece for over a half an hour. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Have a good one.